They're just waiting to be installed and I'm drinking arsenic all day. It's very good. Hello everyone. Today is a very special day because I've been carnivore for 30 days. And I'm hoping nobody sees me. I'm also using a selfie stick, so you don't have to look too close on my face. So it's been 30 days and I am feeling fine. I have still no cravings, not a problem. I have 2 nights ago my brother and I were doing a little bit of gaming. I had some cheese and I haven't been using cheese at all for my carnivore experiment before, but now I wanted to have something that's more like a snack rather than just food, so it fell on cheese. And now that I've been so clean about the way I eat for so long, I guess I'm taking a risk by eating some cheese, but it went down fine and I haven't noticed anything really, so that's good. And another change that I've noticed is since the stress came down about, I don't know, 10 days ago or something, my skin on my arm started to improve, and right now it's kind of pink, but I haven't used any lotion or anything on this today, so this is what it looks like for real. It's getting better, but it's not something new really. Usually these comes in waves. When it breaks out, it usually takes a couple of weeks to calm down. Well, anyway, yeah, the skin is better. I don't think it's because of my diet at this point. Only if it gets better and never comes back, then I would say the diet was the fix, but we'll see. Today I want to talk about some supplements, and it's not that I'm using a lot of supplements or anything, but I have experimented with a lot, and particularly this spring or the beginning of summer, me and my brother did some experimenting with supplements that have to do with hormones like testosterone and thyroid stuff. The first thing was that my brother found the connection between tyrosine and dopamine, and he got some, I don't know the proportions, but it contained both iodine and tyrosine, which is relevant to this little story. So he improved on his well-being and mental clarity and energy. He gave me some and I tried it, and I experienced also an immediate effect. So, oh wow, tyrosine. I'm gonna get me some. So I bought some of my own, which were stronger. They were 1,000 milligrams, not 500 milligrams. And I used them, and they had an effect. I was more focused at work. I was actually really tired, but that didn't affect my performance. So it was kind of an interesting experiment. In the beginning of the summer, I had an infection on my leg that caused me some trouble. I waited a bit too long to go to the doctor, the emergency reception, and I had a CRP of 50. I don't know what 50 means, but it's supposed to be under 10 or even lower. So I got some antibiotics, and I took them, and then I had a real tough episode of a lot of problems. Gave me trouble with my heart and the blood pressure, so I just had to stop everything. I might get deeper into that another time, but eventually I noticed I had some kind of new baseline for what I needed. So I'm not sure. Was it that I was eating a lot of meat by then? Or was it the infection that did something? Or was it the antibiotics that wiped my gut microbiome and kind of reset everything? I don't know. So since then I haven't been using supplements aside from some iodine. So as my tyrosine pills didn't help me as much as my brother's pills did, which also had iodine, I guessed I had to complement with iodine. So I bought these. These are 120 pills of 250 microgram potassium iodide. So that's supposed to be bioavailable and everything. That's good. Anyway, I combined these pills with my tyrosine pills, and I think it worked, so to speak. But I wasn't doing very much. I took one or two, and I wasn't sure about how much to take. Now enter this carnivore episode, where I'm really doing it for a long time again, and I stumbled upon the subject of iodine again, thanks to a 1 or 2 year old video from Dante Ferrigno, where he speaks about a book about iodine, and he started to supplement iodine, and it had some effect on his ability to get stuff done, so to speak. And that sounded interesting to me. So what was most interesting was that he apparently used a much larger dose than I'm used to. But then I also heard about the risks with taking too much. So this week I have been watching a lot of videos from carnivore people about iodine, and it seems as long as you're not in, as Dr. Berry expressed it, in end-stage kidney failure, then you're supposed to pee out any excess iodine. So, sounds safe to me. So, I was watching Nutrition with Judy, and she was interviewing someone who mentioned a therapeutic range between 12.5 milligrams and 25 milligrams. I've heard numbers up to 50 milligrams of supplementation, and that should be okay. So, and effective for I'm kind of stressed out by this low battery. Anyway, what I'm getting to is this jar contains 120 pills with 250 micrograms. So if I were to get 50 milligrams per day, that would mean in this form I would have to take more than 1.5 of these containers in one day to get that dose. So that tells me that this is kind of weak. So what I've done is I have ordered Lugol solution. I think it's 10%, so it's quite strong. It's also very cheap, so I won't be getting these anymore. What I've been doing instead is using maybe 5 or 10 pills at a time, and taking those when I'm eating the last few days. And what's happened is that suddenly my sleep pattern changed. These past 2 weeks I've been waking up a little bit too early. I've been waking up at 4 a.m. and then I've been awake in bed for a few hours, and then when it's time to go to work I had to sleep some more. So that's been the issue. And that changed immediately when I started to take a high dose of iodine. So that was interesting. I'm still not sleeping very well, but something changed at least. So What happened today was I was up late and went to bed at 1 a.m. So that was kind of late. So I think it was five hours sleep. I thought to myself that to get through this day, I need some coffee. Yeah, again, I want to quit that, but so I got me some coffee and I used many pills of iodine throughout the day, and it turned out to be a very productive day. So I've got some work done with firewood and other stuff that I have been putting off for a long time because I'm too unmotivated and tired all the time. But this was an improvement, so I'm really excited to see what it can do if I get me some Lugol solution with higher concentration iodine. And apparently people have been supplementing all the way up to 1 gram per day and still not have any trouble with that. So as long as my kidneys are working, it should be fine. I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but one other thing is that apparently when you start supplementing iodine to get an effect, you might have a buildup of things like bromine, fluoride, heavy metals, things like that, which iodine is a good detox method for those. So what happens if you have a problem with the other stuff and take too much iodine at once? You will have some issues with that. So then you're supposed to preload with a lot of salt in order to prepare for your supplementation with iodine. So if someone hasn't been eating a lot of salt, and then they should up the salt in their diet for 2 weeks before taking iodine, at least in these higher doses. And whatever dose you take, if you start feeling bad, you're supposed to back off and not take so much, because there's no reason in rushing the process and feeling bad because of strong detoxing. So all this sounds good to me, because detoxing is good, right? I'm hoping that this will be good for me. I actually have a little too much arsenic in my... that's one of the stuff it can eliminate. So I tested my drinking water a couple years ago for its quality, and they found that I had arsenic levels that were 50% above the upper maximum. So I have a drinking water problem there. So I have some filtering to be installed, but as you might guess, they haven't been, because I have a motivation problem and low energy. So they're just waiting to be installed, and I'm drinking arsenic all day. It's very good. Anyway, iodine's supposed to drive that out. So I don't know if I'm suffering from symptoms from the excess arsenic, but we'll see what happens when I introduce iodine. And I'm going to take a lot immediately, and we'll see if I get some symptoms from detoxing. Anyway, there is some talk about being allergic to iodine, but that's supposedly misinterpreted from the effect of detoxing these other bad stuff. So maybe if I start taking iodine and have a problem, I know why, and I can... The recommendation is to step it down and not take so much. So we'll see what happens, and I kind of expect some results this time. So, so supplements, yes. Okay. So that'll be this week's update. My battery is out now. Bye.